Charleston, South Carolina is the oldest settlement and largest city in the state. It was founded in 1670 after King Charles of England and Scotland and Ireland granted charters to 8 of his closest friends known as the Lords Proprietors. Governor William Sale and the Lords Proprietors funded several expeditions to settle the new colony using settlers and slaves from English colonies in Bermuda and Barbados. Charleston is often referred to as the Holy City. While the origins of this nickname were originally made in mockery of the smugness of its inhabitants, today it is used to reflect Charleston's religious diversity and its many historic churches.
Up on your right, you'll see a giant body of water through some trees.
Should be on the left. Oh, the lake thing. I thought you was talking about the actual batteries to the left.
The Unitarian Cemetery, to accompany the Unitarian Church, was built first in 1772 and later refurbished around 1854.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And the love of truth and the spirit of Jesus are united for the worship of God and the service of man.
As you can see, the paths are well maintained for visitors, but the graves themselves are mostly overcome by plant and tree growth, and many are in severe disrepair.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, wow. Oh, this is beautiful. This is where I want to be buried. That one's a newer one, I'm guessing.
Allegedly, it is the site of a 19th century midnight tryst between a young woman and a sailor her father forbid her from courting. That young woman was young Annabel Lee and the subject of the eponymous poem by Edgar Allan Poe. According to legend, she haunts the site to this day. As the second oldest cemetery in Charleston, it is naturally the subject of many similar spooky, ghostly stories.
That's most of them, yeah. These are 18th century. Oh, that one's 19th century.
One behind it, so.
Yeah, this is just so illegible. I can see aged 47. You probably have to reserve it. And probably be Unitarian. Oh, that one was pretty new. I imagine there's like a rent or something. Like if a family stops paying rent, they dig you up and throw away the stone. Look at those little stones.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is what I'm here for right here. It's a beautiful church, my God. You mad lad. Savage. Catch a year on there? 1811?
Yep.
Okay. That's a newer one.
Actually, that's the oldest one.
Look at that. Reincarnation in process. Those two birds, they're going to
dragons.
procreate right there. And the spirit of Jane D., wife of Jude Calhoun, will rise again. Yeah, there are a couple pigeons or something.
It's John Calhoun.
John?
Look it over there.
I don't know. I just said. Well, look at what? The big stones?
These ones look right here.
What's this hanging moss called again?
Spanish moss.
Okay. Oh, wow. And y'all wanted to turn around and walk back. Such a peaceful place. Wow. Lived to be 95, 96. Or 94, 95, I don't know.
Yeah.
Math isn't my strong suit. That was their pastor, I guess. I think the monument might be a little bit newer. I don't know about y'all, but I got the urge to take a nap. This is a beautiful spot to take a nap. Nap, Cody?
No.
Oh.
coins on a gravesite is an American folk tradition, going back to the 18th century, perhaps earlier. More likely unrelated to the Roman tradition of leaving coins on a gravesite, or even further the Greek tradition of leaving coins on a person's eyes for the ferryman to the underworld. Rather uncertain exactly what it means, but most people interpret it as a simple thinking of you. And as you can see with this person, thoughts are with them as their gravesite has been disturbed and is in poor condition.
Dylan, donate to the bereaved.
That's why I flipped the coin. I don't have any more.
I don't know how I have change in my pocket. Oh, I bought that Mountain Dew.
Is the corpse actually in there?
Oh God, don't be morbid.
Another tradition with coins on gravesites is the military one, in which case military service persons will leave coins on each other's, typically a penny if they both served, and then going up to a quarter if they were with them when they passed.
Sidewalk closed ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does. Look at that good dog. Where are we, Cody?
We're at the Charleston market.
What's so special about it?
People sell stuff here. Constantly, on the regular. It never closes.
Charleston City Market is another historical land site, having been occupied for more than 200 years as a popular spot for the trade of goods. It is often mistakenly called the Charleston Slave Market, though slaves were never bought or sold here. That is because it's often confused with the Old Slave Mart, located just a few blocks nearby. However, slaves did use the site as a place to sell their wares, including the popular handmade sweetgrass baskets, which are still popular among tourists and shoppers today. It is a truly iconic artisan craft of Charleston. The Huguenot movement, a subject of early French Protestantism, found a welcome home in 17th century Charleston after facing much persecution in native France. French Huguenot migrants established their church in Charleston in 1687. This is the third Huguenot church in Charleston, the first two iterations having been destroyed by fire and dismantled, respectively. Though built more recent than the other churches in the city, 1835, St. Philip's Episcopal Church boasts the oldest congregation of the Holy City. Its stuccoed brick tower was actually used as a lighthouse from 1893 to 1921, as one of the tallest structures in Charleston. Other famous historical churches include the Catholic Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, built from 1890 to 1907. St. Mary's, completed in 1839 in Greek Revival style, the Romanesque Circular Congregational Church, and the First Baptist Church of Charleston, currently undergoing massive reconstruction. The Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church, founded in 1816. Its current structure, built in 1891. The Emmanuel AME was site to the tragic shooting and killing of 9 people by hate-monger Dylan Roof in 2015, making national headlines.
Watch out, we got a horse crossing. And of course, no trip to Charleston is complete without your Charleston Chew.
The Charleston Chew is a popular candy of the city, though it is not named after the city itself. It's actually a Massachusetts invention and was named after the dance popular during the Roaring 20s. However, because the dance was named after the city too, we could give it a, well, sort of a honorable mention as being named for the city.
Yeah, look at that. That's fancy schmancy.
St. Michael's is the oldest physical church in Charleston, being built from 1752 to 1761. Like the Huguenot Church, this Anglican or English Protestant church is on its third iteration. The previous 1680 wooden structure and 1727 brick structure since lost to progress and destruction. Its English colonial style neoclassicism echoes the English architecture of Christopher Wren common throughout the 18th and early 19th centuries. The steeple rises 186 feet, or about 57 meters, from the ground, and actually sank approximately 20 centimeters during an earthquake in 1886.
Yeah?
See on the porches? Because it keeps the wasps and stuff.
Well, that's smart. Most of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, we just gotta cross this bridge. And then Sumter is right there.
Right there, and there's a.
Don't we take that bridge to go to Folly?
No, we got
It's
Follies
that
way. That one would be up by Moultrie and
Follies if we would have kept going and not turned around and came back on
Yeah.
the bridge.
Fort Sumter was just one of more than 40 fortifications built by the Americans following the War of 1812 with Great Britain. It was considered an especially strategic location considering the weakness of Charleston Harbor. It was heavily fortified and garrisoned by Southern Confederate troops during the American Civil War, and was the site of multiple battles, including the bombardment of April 1861, and later the siege of 1864-65, the longest siege in U.S. military history. During the Confederate defense of Fort Sumter, 52 Confederates were killed in action, as well as an unknown number of African American slaves.
I think that's just our reflection. Yeah.
Look at something.
It doesn't work that way. I can't read.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed our little trip through historic downtown Charleston. Stay tuned for the next episode in this series when we explore the American aircraft carrier, the USS Yorktown, and also Alex becomes BFFs with a tiny widowed dragonfly.
Speed hump. All right, I'll try my best.